What's up, Devils? You know, back to ask some more goddamn questions. And he's finishing up the ones he has pre-printed from yesterday. Might take up the whole goddamn video. If not, instead of searching out the goddamn video, I'll just pull up whatever videos today's video was and go with those goddamn counts. This might be enough. First at the top is Andrew Shaw. So since his name, this is probably an order question or he emailed it, but I think it's an order question. Hey, J-Dawg, there's two bands that I don't hear you speak about much on your channel, and I'm curious how you feel about them. Nocturnal Graves and Belphegor. Oh, and I'll take any free goodies that you can toss in the package. Thanks, man. No problem on that, brah. Nocturnal Graves and Belphegor. Both bands kind of like, but I'm not like a huge fucking super fan. So, for example, Nocturnal Graves, I own the first album, Satan's Cross. I picked that up when Nuclear Now first put it out. Gatefold vinyl. I have that first pressing. Can't remember if I got a color vinyl or black vinyl of it. Can't remember. But I like it, don't love it. I know there's that catchy as fuck riff on the very first song that stood out like a motherfucker. But the only downfall was it's like that was like easily the best part of the entire album. And when you can easily pick out a best part of an album, to me that's means the rest of the album's kind of lacking. And then, but why I checked it out too is a cool logo. Cover art was cool as fuck, and Satan's Cross, cool fucking name. So it definitely fit the bill. Australia, metal looking Aussie guys. But I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I kind of like maybe a little Aussied out when a lot of that stuff was all coming out, and it was kind of like it was just all 80s based, and just seemed like the bands didn't have like almost kind of like the Swedish scene as you went along. You're like, unless somebody had like really standout songs, it's just kind of blurring together to me. You know what I mean? So, I mean, there'd always be releases here and here that would really stand out to me. But a lot of it, I was kind of, and a lot of the bands we put out. But I mean, as a whole, I would say that the Australian scene, especially 2000s up, as far as fitting metal, underground metal, knowing underground metal, respectable looking guys that I get the vibe, and I could be wrong. It's just the impression I get, outsider looking in. Just more passionate about metal, like real metal. Like I just get the vibe. If you went over to fucking Australia, you go to Melbourne, Victoria, or something like that, Sydney, and you're at a Destructor show or a fucking Nocturnal Grave show, Grenade, Mongrels Cross. That's a band nobody ever brings up. I mean, I'm not the hugest Mongrels Cross fan, but I like them. All three albums good. At first, when we first put out, I'm like, it's okay. But they're a band. Yeah, I picked up their albums and they got when Hell's put them out, picked them up, kind of put them in the collection one time. Listened, cool, kind of like how it was with Midnight, and went back to them and checked them out. Get back to Mongrels Cross in a second. But yeah, Mongrels Cross, Grenade, Shirley Gospel of Horns, Atomizer back when they were around. I just feel like if you're at, Shackles, fucking Vomador, I feel like if you're at any of those shows, dude, you wouldn't even dare to ask a stupid ass fucking question like, hey, bro, you like Whitechapel? What do you think about who's that other dumbass one that someone brought up on the channel? Chelsea's Grin, bro. How about a fucking what were all these other fucking idiots called? Motion and White, bro. All of which I don't even think I've heard to this date. Again, not sure between that 1 hour of insufferable twink-core I've had to sit fucking through that one chick was playing, because I didn't mention names. It was just one track after another. I could just tell it was total goddamn twink-core. God damn, was I getting nauseous in that room. But nonetheless, they didn't announce the band's names. So could have heard them, but anyways, pretty sure I haven't heard those goddamn bands someone else. But like, for example, that's my mentality. That's my metal spirit, where it's just like, dude, I see the guys wearing the shirts. I see the logos. I see the name, just the name. And then maybe an album title below, just the shit I've seen. I'm like, I don't need to hear it, dude. I know this is fucking canoe ass, trendy ass, poser ass fucking garbage. Like, I just know, right? Common sense. None of these motherfuckers are listening to Martyr, right? Like, common sense. Like, just flat out. Yeah, no, of course not. No, fuck no. They don't know what that is, nor would they like it. I get the vibe that those guys have that mentality. And that's what I like the most. So as far as metal scenes go, again, that's just, I could be completely wrong on this. So anyone that's from Australia, Joe, you're way off. It's canoes out the wazoo over here. Then I stand corrected. But as far as the metal scene goes, I get the feeling that they got the most right, the spirit right. And I remember having this discussion in the early 2000s with I think it was with it was with Kanye, and because when Nunslaughter played, I remember when they just got back from Australia. I think that was 2003. I was at Don of the Dead's house, and he had like 5 to 7 copies left of the Nunslaughter Satanic Sluts 7-inch. Dawg got one, of course. Still has it, of course. He pressed just 100 copies for that tour, and I was like, yeah, hell, just buy them all. It was like he had like 7 or 10 copies left, 10 max. We'll buy them all. And we were talking about Australia and shit like that. And I remember Kanye stopping by after, and he's just like, yeah, dude, it seems they're way better. And I think his conclusion was, he's like, I think because a lot of bands don't make it over there. Like it's not as common as over here or in Europe. So they're a little bit more appreciative, not as fucking expecting, and that, well, just like society is today, everybody thinks that they're owed, especially young fucking kids. You know, just want that goddamn free check. Just that free goddamn Sleepy Joe check. Don't want to do nothing. Bunch of lazy ass fucking bitches. Those type of mentality. You don't appreciate. You don't appreciate unless you don't have it, or you don't appreciate shit if you don't have to work for it. That type of mentality. Get the vibe that's kind of way it is in Australia, because they don't get as much as we do in here in America. And honestly, Europe's got it best for metal as far as tours and shit. Look at the goddamn best tours and shit. And bands that go over there, Europe's got the best, and primarily, I think, they got the biggest fan base of metal music. So yeah, but anyways, Nocturnal Graves, yeah, thought they were okay. After Satan's Cross, I checked out the album. I think I listened to the next album, and I think they had a third one. I don't even think I was like, whatever. It's come out. Camille is kind of like that background black thrash. Belphegor, never loved them. I picked up The Last Supper in the early 2000s. Thought it was a decent black death metal album, but it was just something I never spun. I listened to it 2 or 3 times, and I just noticed it on the collection maybe 10 years ago. There was always collecting dust. So to be honest, I think I either sold it on eBay, or honestly, I might even just put it in the Hell's fucking catalog and just marked it up, whatever. This is a long out of print disc at that point. I remember the one on Osmos was the Medusa looking chicks with snakes coming out. I just remember that being like more polished than The Last Supper and just lame. That's just my, again, this I heard that when it came out, early 2000s. That was my record. It could be the greatest thing. Some of this should go back to me. Oh, this is pretty goddamn good. And I've done that. And I've gone back to shit where I was like, what was I thinking? This is damn good. So it could be. I will say this though. I saw them once live. They opened up for, or maybe it was the other way around. They played with Dark Funeral. I can't remember. They believe it was. This was about whatever tour that was. I'm sure a lot of you guys saw them on 2018, 2019. It was pre-COVID for sure. It was Belphegor, Dark Funeral, and Incantation, I believe, was the bill. I was at that, and live, I think they were the headliner. Maybe they opened. Whatever, in cases. It was Dark Funeral and Belphegor. Those were the two kahunas, and Cam was before them. Good ass fucking show. Live, they were really fucking good. Definitely fit the bill on fucking image. Looked cool. Looked evil. Sounded evil. It felt evil. You just felt some evil in the air, just the way I like it. So live, I thought they were fucking fantastic. So that does kind of reckon, hey, maybe you should go back and listen to their albums. I just remember being bored, I guess you could say. I definitely didn't think it stunk. Just black and death metal that I was just kind of bored by. When I'm thinking black and death metal, I'm thinking I'd much rather listen to fucking Guided Throne, Grand Grimoire, Bloody Blasphemy, and honestly, all goddamn albums. Now, one could say that's maybe a little bit more radio friendly. Again, going off, especially off Last Supper, is a bit more primitive. Fair enough. But I think Guided Throne wrote way better songs, way more ferocious, blast and ass fucking greatness, and killer fucking goddamn lyrics too. I must motherfucking say, especially on fucking those second, third album, leaving into the lungs of hell shit. And don't be ducking out. Lair the White Worm, Into the Lungs of Hell. You never see no fucking momos talking about those, and god damn, some fucking bangers. Anyway, next one. This looks like it's fucking from the channel questions. I'll use your goddamn IDs. Lopolic. If Snake Plissken is name of one of your cats, is the other one Jack Burton? Laugh out loud. What's funny about that, bro? The reason we named Snake Plissken, again, another fucking dummy that's probably 19 years old and never saw good movies. Seeing stupid shit of today and never saw the greats. Named Snake Plissken because when we got him, he already had one eye. He was in a shelter. We saw images of him online, and we named him before we even got him. We weren't even sure if he's still going to be there, but sure enough, we show up to It was one of those we have called here. It's called can't remember if it's PetSmart or Pet Supplies Plus. I think it's Pet Supplies Plus. I get them both mixed up because we have both, and it's in the city next to us, the city I grew up in, Medina, and they have a little. It's where you can go buy pet food and shit like that, and all pet stuff. It's like a big supermarket for it. That's all I sell. It's a big ass store, right? They have the cages for cats that they adopt out, and he was in there, and so they put photos up on their website and shit. So Lindsay saw him, and it was right after one of our. It was actually Lindsay's cat. She's had the cat before we were together. She's had the cat since she was like 18 years old. Yeah, I think she got him when she was 18. So she died the year before, all black kitty, and she was old. She's like, yeah, like the cat lived to be like 18, 19 years old. So I knew the cat for almost, all the time. So she died. This was 4 years ago or so. So 7 years was probably my life. She died, and then, time went by, maybe about a year, and we found him, and just kind of like, we already had still Lizzie left. So we went and got Snake, but since he already had one eye, instantly I was the one to say, I was like, name him Snake. Snake Plissken, goddamn Escape from New York, Escape from LA, fucking bangers, goddamn movies. What would you have named him? Dum Dum? Probably named him something fucking stupid. Uh, Big Sil Tufo. Dude, you guys are fucking killing me with your fucking user IDs. Here's what a real man uses as a fucking user ID. Either your real name, like a real fucking man, if you're in a band for advertisement, your band name, or something fucking cool. Even if you're into like wrestling or something, put like Hulkamania or Ultimate Warrior, something like where you know a reference and you're like, oh, okay, I know this guy's a fan of that. You know what I'm saying? Something fucking cool. These dumbass things that I gotta like play goddamn Battleship, fucking see if my goddamn lines connect to fucking sync your fucking battle. It's annoying as fuck. Get a goddamn user ID that makes sense. There's another couple dumb ones on here too. JPKP5GP. What the fuck is that? Fucking typing in goddamn confusing ass passwords to somebody's dumbass Wi-Fi. Yo, Dawg, so you actually think that a Maya Kaya channel likes the almighty nun? Question marks. I have my doubts. I mean, I don't know. She says she does. She seemed pretty passionate about it. She said it multiple fucking times. I gave her the idea to review Red as the Color on her channel. And the thing is, dude, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, and I've said this a million times, like, that's why I bust on a lot of these fucking poser ass canoes that claim they're in the metal. Nunslaughter is not that hard to get into. For example, that's why I don't bust on people that don't like Mortician. They don't like Last Days of Humanity. They don't like Rika Putrefaction. Hell, even Napalm Death, Scum, and From Enslavement to Obliteration. But that's not really easy music to get into. Let's call it like a fuck is. It's pretty extreme. That is extreme music. Nunslaughter is a good, old-fashioned, first-generation death metal band that, what is the biggest fucking complaint that the outside public does not like about goddamn metal music? What is the number one thing they say for death metal, black metal, grindcore when they hear it? Can't understand what he's saying. That is the number one fucking thing you will always hear. I'd like it if you can understand the words. I can't even tell you how many times I've heard that dumbass fucking line, right? Well, Nunslaughter, you can understand what he's saying. You damn sure can understand what he's saying, especially with the goddamn fucking lyrics. But put on fucking Hell's and Holy Fire. Dude, Death by the Dead and shit, that's a total fucking sing-along. Like, what are you talking about? Now, can I understand every single goddamn word without the lyric sheet? No, but in all honesty, unless I'm fucking stupid, I've always been like this. Even Merciful Fate, without the lyrics, I can't understand every word. I might be like, where did he say here? Oh, well, how do you pronounce that? Like, and then, but with the lyrics, oh, okay, now it's clear as day. You know what I mean? On any album. And that's just for anything. From Motorhead too, anything. Metallica, same thing. Put on Kill 'Em All. Can I understand every single fucking word? If I paid attention trying to sing along, I'm sure I could pick up 80% of the words, but there's 20% I wouldn't get either. To be honest, Nunslaughter death metal version, without lyrics or anything like that, Reddy's singing a little bit faster. It seems like his stuff's a little bit more pronunciated on the first album, or maybe it's just because I know it so well. Could be that. 50-50. I would say 40% of the words without lyrics you can understand. What do you guys think? If you pay attention, you try to pick out the words. I would say probably 40%, right? And then with the lyrics, you can understand 100%. So that already is what I'm getting at. Is like, that's why I bust people's balls with the fucking underground stuff. They don't like underground metal. That, why do I say Sadistic Intent, Denial of God, Deceased, Nunslaughter? Because those are underground bands and they represent underground. Disaster's another one, but it's kind of easy to get into. Like, it's really enjoyable, good music. Again, I never say you're a complete idiot if you don't like fucking Onward to Golgotha. If you don't like Rochivore, I can understand. Now, I think you're a complete fucking idiot for claiming like brutal death metal and don't like those. Then, yeah, I may have said that. But not if you just like metal. I'm talking about guys, hey, bro, yeah, what's heavier than Pantera? You like Megadeth, bro? Those fucking idiots. Technically speaking, if you like metal and if you're into aggressive music and those are your gateway bands, fine. I'm sorry, you should like Deceased. I'm sorry, you should like Nunslaughter. So for her to say she likes Nunslaughter, that's not like shocking to me. And not to mention, I mean, I have a pretty good radar for detecting how people is. It's kind of a fucking, people have those natural talents, natural gifts, genetic gifts. Some people are fucking take really well to sports. Some people they're good drawers. Artists can just draw without even fucking trying. Some people can get straight A's in school and they basically sleep in class. No motherfuckers like that, right? It's kind of your genetic talent. Mine is fucking being able to gauge personalities, canoes, and just sensing them out. Who's a piece of shit, who's not. I've called them out multiple times when I first met people. Lindsay's finally accepted it too. Like, oh yeah, you actually are a pretty good judge of characters. I've called out my influence. What do you think of that person? I don't like him. Really? Seems like a nice guy. I don't like him. Turns out, months at piece of shit. I was like, I could just smell it a mile away. Like, I could just feel it. I'm generally good. If I talk to someone for 3 minutes straight, I can generally get a good gauge on what type of person they are. Just like that piece of shit Elvis in my gym. No doubt in my mind. I've never even officially talked to him, seen him talk and interact like that. He's a fucking child molester. And I'm 100% positive. Having said that, with her, I get a vibe that she's a good person and she's genuine. She doesn't come off as a fucking fake, stuck up goddamn cunt. Now, some of you guys are probably beating up her on stuff like that. Oh, well, she's not. She just got into metal, so she's new. Well, we got to start somewhere, man. I didn't come out of the fucking guy. Doctor didn't yank me out of mama's crotch, and I was fucking listening to the goddamn Show No Mercy the day of, or seven. Well, it's good. The Day of the Dog, fucking 85. That was the year I was born, right? I wasn't listening to Seven Churches. Heard it years later. You got to start somewhere. Now, granted, I got in this very young. I was 10, but it kind of had an advantage. Older brother left the first two albums by Sacred Reich. Then I had two brothers that we all liked it, heard at the same time. But he was already getting out of metal. Fucking idiots, never heard of Motorhead. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Already told that story. You can tell it another time if you guys want to hear it. Led Zeppelin's the greatest metal band ever. Really, a non-metal band? You never heard of Motorhead? Fucking buffoon. He's the one that left the tapes, went to the fucking military. Me, Eric, Chase, and even Craig, we all listened to the Sacred Reich tapes. We all liked them. But it was Eric and Chase, a couple years older than me. They started buying CDs and stuff before me. That's how I heard Cannibal because I had no money. I was 10. And our parents didn't give us allowance or anything. So when Eric would go buy Slayer, Metallica, Cannibal Corpse Vial about 2 years later, yeah, I was 12. It's 97. That's how I heard it. And I liked it. And then when I hit age 13, that's when I had a job. So 3 years later, that's when I started buying shit. So I started going to shows too. I was able to buy my concert tickets. I was buying shirts at every show I went to. And then I started buying CDs. And then a year and a half later is when I started buying LPs. So I had it a little bit, that's a little unfair. I got it early. So she's younger. I don't know how old she is, but she's definitely younger than me. She's definitely max 30. And if I had to make an educated guess, she's probably like 27 or something like that. She's not like she's super old. Granted, it's a little late to get into it, but maybe she didn't stumble across it. From what I understand on her page, she was a music fan of like regular music, maybe pop music, country music. So she was a fan of music and now stumbles across metal music, seems to enjoy it. And what she's doing is she has a good personality, seems like she has a good head on her shoulders, seems pretty business savvy, seems kind of like a go-getter. So she's applying, oh, hey, she's being smart about it. There's social media. I'm a fucking hot chick, and I'm hearing this music for the first time. I think it's cool as hell. Let me explore it, and on my journey, let me capture it on camera, because no one else is doing it. That's kind of her shtick. That's her niche. Be honest, it's smart as fuck, especially in the times of social media and shit like that. That's her shtick. How many other people are doing it? Now, you see people reviewing shit with, like, Christians reviewing Hammer Smash Face, but they don't even like it. They're doing that dumb shit, and you know damn well they heard it 25 fucking times before they did the goddamn video and did the take video. It's just cheese and fake. her, whether she listened to it before or not, which I'd imagine she probably did, which is fine, whatever. She's kind of exploring her journey of what bands she's liking, what bands she's not on camera, getting into the in this industry, getting into this. She goes to shows, buys shit. She's ordered from us, so yeah, I have no problem with her. It just, but is she a newbie? Yeah, but here's the thing too. Another reason she doesn't bother me or rub me the wrong way, why like some of these other fucking idiots do, is because she makes no bones about it. She's not coming off as an authority. You ever notice there's some of these fucking jackasses? There's some that they're not on YouTube necessarily. I'm not going to mention any goddamn names. There's one in Cleveland for sure that just irritates the piss out of me. And to his defense, it's not his words, but the guy's taken as a metal authority. He's looked at it. His words kind of looked at as law. If I named the person, almost every single one of you, there's a few of you might not know who he is, but 80% of you know who the fuck I'm talking about, or at least heard of him. Especially if you're fucking in the Cleveland area, you definitely know who he is. And it's like this dude doesn't even know, dude. I would bet money if I put the first Deicide record on, he wouldn't know it. He's an older guy and he knows the older shit. Honestly, I don't even know if this motherfucker likes Possessed Seven Churches. And again, dude, you weren't 50 when that came out. He is an older guy now, but it's like doing the math. It's like, I don't know, you're probably 22 when that came out. You should have been full of testosterone, full of energy, just couldn't wait to hear heavier shit. That should have blown your socks off. To his defense, he might like that. But what I do know, I know quite a bit, I would not be surprised if he doesn't even like that. Whatever, that's fine. Don't give a shit if this motherfucker likes, right? But what's annoying is the scene, not everybody, but there's definitely people, they take his word as like an authority of metal. How the fuck are you an authority of metal, man, if you never even heard the first Deicide? You're just not. You're a fucking guy who was seen some early shit in the early 80s, maybe even 70s. Okay, cool. You're that. And that's kind of cool, but you're not an authority on metal. In that case, fucking my dad. I think or at least he was eligible to see Black Sabbath in the 70s. I think he might have even seen them. I know he's seen some kind of rock bands in the 70s, shit like the Nazareth and shit like that. I'm pretty sure. You could say that's kind of cool, but he's not an authority on metal. Motherfucker wouldn't even be able to identify Overkill. That's not no authority. Guy I'm referring to, though, I'm pretty sure he can identify Overkill. Actually, I'd be surprised if he couldn't. Not that bad, but it's still 90s up, nothing. Guarantee doesn't like Carcass. Guarantee doesn't like Napalm Death. Guarantee doesn't like Sarcophagus Rhinori. Highly doubt like Sepultura Morbid Visions. That's not an authority. And there's other guys in the scene that are like that. They get this authority status. I'm like, based on what? For example, if somebody wants to take somebody like Yosuke from Nuclear War Now as an authority, I have no problem with that. I have no fucking issue with that whatsoever. Not saying he is an authority, but if he was labeled that, I'm cool with that. He's been in the scene forever, definitely into metal, definitely collects fucking records, knows underground shit, knows the big shit, he knows at least everything from a little bit of every genre. Like, he knows some of the heavy metal. He knows some of the fucking grind. He knows some of the death metal. He knows some of the black metal. Knows some of the thrash metal. Knows current shit. Knows old shit. Knows shit from the 90s. All generations across the fucking board. That's somebody I could fucking say, okay, cool. No problem if they label an authority. But her, nobody's labeling as authority. That's why it doesn't fucking annoy me. And then some of these kiddos in the comments, 19, 20 years old, get the fuck out of here, man. They'll say shit. Again, opinion's one thing, but they'll state it as fact. This sucks. Your parents weren't even fucking when that came out. And that's a masterpiece that helped spawn this whole fucking genre. Just shut the fuck up. You heard one of these old guys say it, so you're just repeating it. It's like they get the pass. They were there when it came out. Fine, but even in all honesty, they kind of look stupid too, but not as stupid as you. So when you're saying shit like that, and those guys, they're saying it like it's a fact and an authority. Dude, if you're 19, 20, 21, you are zero authority. I don't even think I'm a fucking authority on the genre. Damn sure more than some fucking 19-year-old that got in this 3 goddamn years ago. I can tell you that, though. But I don't even claim to fucking be. So, yeah, she's in her lane. She does her own fucking thing. I got no problem with it, and I think it's cool as hell when he talks about hell stuff and reviews it. Brings different eyeballs. I'm going to make a very educated guess, could be wrong, that a lot of reviewers are a lot of Hell's Who, in which case that's fucking great because if everybody knew who Hell's was, it would be we're maxed out and there's no room for fucking growth. And as far business wise, that kind of blows. So I'm always for new eyeballs, especially if they are interested in hearing aggressive or extreme music. Because again, canoe shit or not, if they're into aggressive music, I see no reason they can't like Sadistic Intent. I see no reason they can't fucking like Ultras of Madness, like some great Nunslaughter. Just there's some masterpieces where it's like, to me, at this point, this stuff is just almost like classic rock. And I mean that in a good way. It's just classic, great fucking music that is part of the real metal scene. And if other people want to hear it and shit and they actually enjoy it, not no poser shit, claim to like it, and fucking they're just wearing a t-shirt to look cool, works for me. I mean, if you guys want to geek, again, everyone thinks I'm this biggest gatekeeper, and it's just hilarious. I'm not a gatekeeper. I just call out fucking bullshit and fucking fake ass motherfuckers. There's a huge fucking difference. Yeah, I'm not a gatekeeper at all. I'm all for actual real heads getting into it. That's what going to keep this goddamn scene alive. Otherwise, what do? I just want to die in obscurity? That's fucking lame, and it'll be a Snoop Doggy Dogg world in no motherfucking time. So, yeah, it's cool by me. Comments, questions, concerns, you know what to do. Put the comments, get answered by the morning. Later, goddammit.